The Revenant is a 2015 American epic revisionist Western film directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu. The screenplay by Mark L. Smith and Iñárritu is based in part on Michael Punke's 2002 novel of the same name, which describes frontiersman Hugh Glass's experiences in 1823. That novel is, in turn, based on the 1915 poem The Song of Hugh Glass. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. In August 2001, Akiva Goldsman purchased Punke's manuscript. Iñárritu signed on to direct The Revenant in August 2011. In April 2014, after several delays due to other projects, Iñárritu confirmed that he was beginning work on The Revenant and that DiCaprio would play the lead role. Principal photography began in October 2014. Location and crew concerns delayed the production of the film from May to August 2015. The Revenant premiered at the TCL Chinese Theatre in Los Angeles, California on December 16, 2015. It had a limited release on December 25 and a wide release on January 8, 2016. The film was a blockbuster, grossing $533 million worldwide. It received mostly positive reviews, with praise for the performances, particularly from DiCaprio and Hardy, Iñárritu's direction, and Lubezki's cinematography. However, there was criticism for its runtime. It won 3 Golden Globe Awards and 5 BAFTA Awards, including Best Film at both shows. At the 88th Academy Awards, the film received 12 nominations, including Best Picture and Best Supporting Actor Hardy. The Revenant won the Academy Awards for Best Director Iñárritu, his second consecutive in that category. Best Actor DiCaprio, his first after 5 previous nominations, and Best Cinematography Emmanuel Lubezki, his third consecutive in that category. DiCaprio also won the Golden Globe Award, the Screen Actors Guild Award, the BAFTA Award, and the Critics' Choice Award for Best Actor for his work in the film. During late 1823, Hugh Glass guides Captain Andrew Henry's trappers through the territory of the present-day Dakotas. While he and his half-Pawnee son, Hawk, are hunting, the company's camp is attacked by an Arikara war party, which is seeking to recover its chief's abducted daughter, Pawaka. Many of the trappers are killed during the fight, while the rest of them escape onto a boat. Guided by Glass, the survivors travel on foot to Fort Kiowa, because he believes that traveling downriver will make them vulnerable. After docking, the crew stashes the pelts near the shore. While scouting game, Glass is mauled by a grizzly bear and left near death. Trapper John Fitzgerald, who is fearful of another Arikara attack, argues that the group must mercy kill Glass and keep moving. Henry agrees, but he is unable to pull the trigger. Instead, he offers money for someone to stay with Glass and bury him when the only volunteers are Hawk and the young Jim Bridger. Fitzgerald agrees to stay for money to recoup his losses from the abandoned pelts. After the others leave, Fitzgerald attempts to smother Glass, but is discovered by Hawk. Fitzgerald, afraid that Hawk's loud reaction to his attempt to kill Glass could alert Bridger, who is away gathering water, stabs Hawk to death as Glass watches helplessly. The next morning, Fitzgerald convinces Bridger, who is unaware of Hawk's murder, that the Arikara are approaching and they must abandon Glass. Bridger protests at first, but he ultimately follows Fitzgerald after the latter leaves Glass half buried alive in a makeshift grave. Bridger leaves his canteen, in which he engraved a spiral symbol with Glass. After they depart, Fitzgerald admits that he lied about the approaching Arikara. When Fitzgerald and Bridger later meet Henry at the fort, Fitzgerald tells Henry that Glass died and Hawk vanished. Bridger is complicit in the lie about Glass's death, even though he did not know anything about Hawke's disappearance. Glass begins his arduous journey through the wilderness. He performs crude cauterization of his wounds and eludes the pursuing Arikara by jumping into white water rapids. He later encounters Pawnee refugee Hickok, who says that revenge is in the creator's hands. The men share bison meat and travel together. As a storm approaches, Hickok constructs a makeshift sweat lodge for a feverish Glass to shelter in. After a hallucinogenic experience in the lodge, Glass emerges to discover that his wounds are healing, but Hickok has been hanged by French hunters. He infiltrates their camp and sees the leader raping Paaka. He frees her, kills several hunters, and recovers Hickok's horse. The next morning, Glass is ambushed by the Arikara and driven over a cliff on his horse. He survives the stormy night by eviscerating the horse and sheltering inside its carcass. A frightened French survivor staggers into Fort Kiowa, and Bridger recognizes his spiral-engraved canteen as Glass's. Believing that it was stolen, Henry organizes a search party. Fitzgerald, realizing that Glass is alive, empties the outpost's safe and flees. The search party finds the exhausted Glass. Furious, Henry orders the arrest of Bridger, but Glass vouches for Bridger by stating that he was not present when Fitzgerald murdered Hawke, and he was later deceived and threatened by the higher-ranking Fitzgerald. Glass and Henry set out in pursuit of Fitzgerald. After the two split up, Fitzgerald ambushes, kills, and scalps Henry. Glass finds Henry's corpse, places it on his horse to act as a decoy, and shoots Fitzgerald in the arm. He pursues Fitzgerald to a riverbank where they engage in a brutal fight. Glass is about to kill Fitzgerald, but he spots a band of Arikara downstream. He remembers Hickok's words and pushes Fitzgerald downstream into the hands of the Arikara. Elk dog kills and scalps Fitzgerald and the Arikara, who have found Paaka, spare Glass. Glass retreats into the mountains where he is visited by the spirit of his wife and is heard breathing throughout the credits.